There's gold in them thar hills.
Love that. Well done.
Do you like that?
Yeah,
You like
love that.
Can you imagine opening a newspaper and reading that headline?
You know, I think it was so good you should say it again.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's gold in them thar hills.
Amazing. Well, that is exactly what happened in the late 1840s. That's exactly how it sounded, too. The California Gold Rush. And guess who has found a Delaware connection? You got it. Secrets of the Eastern Shore author Jim Duffy.
Good afternoon. How are you today?
Great to see you. What'd you think of Jimmy's?
Oh my God.
Was it close? Was it
There's
acceptable?
gold in them dar hills.
Okay, so
Ooh, competition.
beyond that, you found a Delaware connection to the gold rush.
Guy named Harbison Hickman.
Harbison Hickman.
He was born in 1818, so as a young adult, he was born in Lewis. And as a young adult, he was in the hardware business with his brother. The headlines come in like 1849, whatever year it was, that the California Gold Rush is on. And all kinds of people made the trip from the East Coast all the way around. And back then, you had to get on a ship and go all the way around South America, all the way up. It was like 20,000 miles. But all kinds of people made the trip. And as we've all kind of learned in our history classes, not very many of them got rich.
Right.
But Harbison Hickman did get rich. But he had a trick. Instead of going out there to mine or pan for gold, he went out there with as much tools and hardware, because he was in the hardware business, as he could possibly stock on a ship, your pickaxes and your shovels and your pans and everything else. He went out there and he opened a store and he sold all the hardware to all the other miners who did not get rich. And by the time he came back to Delaware, he was kind of richer than God.
Oh my
He
goodness.
had bought a bunch of real estate out in California too. He returned. He had such good luck that while traveling back to Delaware on a ship, he met his wife, and they had 4 children together. So the gold rush was very good to Harbison Hickman.
How did you discover this story?
Yeah, how did...
I don't remember. I don't know. He became such a big deal back in Delaware, where everybody called him the richest man in Sussex County and the biggest landowner in the state, that not one but 2 towns were named after him.
Really?
First up was Hickman, which is a little blink-and-you'll-miss-it crossroad kind of between Denton in Maryland and Greenwood in Delaware, right by the border there.
Right.
I looked up Hickman to see if I could find anything interesting, and there's very little, because it's a very tiny place. But according to Wikipedia, Hickman, the people of Hickman were featured on Hee Haw in the 1960s.
Nuh-uh.
And that episode, which I have been unable to find online, unfortunately, that episode is on a constant loop at the Country Music Hall of Fame in Nashville, in the comedy section. So if anybody's going to Nashville, you know you got to go to the Country Music Hall of Fame and pay tribute to the people of Hickman.
Now you said two towns, and
The
I'm
other
guessing
one
is
Harbison, just
Harbison.
kind of west of Lewis. It's a very quiet place today, but it
Right.
wasn't always so quiet. I came across one. There used to be a fairgrounds there. They used to have horse races there. I came across one thing about gypsy camps coming to visit.
Really?
The article said that the gypsies were very well behaved, but that the locals who came to like get their fortunes told, drunk and disorderly. My favorite was a guy, Wilbur, and I'm blanking on his last name, sorry, but his first name was Wilbur. And they had a little thing in the paper about how he was recovering nicely from a broken leg. And that broken leg was suffered while he was attending the Republican convention in Philadelphia in 1900 because an elephant fell.
And broke his leg.
And broke his leg. He broke his leg in an elephant accident at the Republican convention.
You absolutely amaze me with the stories that you find and share with us.
The heat's getting to me. I went all weird and strange today.
I love it.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
I think sometime we're going to have to name a town here after Duffy.
After Duffy.
There's going to be a Duffy town.
Duffy, Delaware?
Duffington?
Ooh.
Duffington?
Duffington. What do you think, Duffington?
Done. We'll
That's
start
good.
the paperwork now. Author of Secrets of the Eastern Shore, Jim Duffy, thank you so much.